Ever have that feeling, like you're your own worst enemy?
Oh, definitely.
Like you're aiming for something, you're putting in the work, but somehow
Yeah.
you keep tripping yourself up.
Yeah.
We're diving into that today, this whole idea of self-sabotage. It's uh, often not about stuff out there, is it? Sometimes the biggest obstacle.
It's you. The mountain is you. That's a great way to put it.
Exactly.
It's that really frustrating gap, isn't it, between where you are and where you want to be?
Hmm.
Even when you feel like you're really trying, there's this internal resistance, maybe a discomfort.
Yeah, that discomfort. And you're saying this is pretty common.
Way more common than we probably think. Often we jump to, oh, I'm just not confident, or I don't have the willpower.
Right, the usual suspects.
But what if it's something deeper, something hiding underneath?
Okay, define it for us then. Self-sabotage, what are we really talking about?
Well, think of it like a pattern, right?
Right.
An ongoing thing where you maybe unintentionally just undermine your own success or your happiness even.
Unintentionally?
Yeah.
So it's not like you wake up thinking, how can I mess things up today?
Huh. No, usually not. It's more like this unconscious pull, something steering you off course even when you consciously want to go straight.
Okay. So it's not necessarily coming from a place of self-hate or thinking you're not good enough.
Well, sometimes those feelings are there, but they might not be the root cause. Often the self-sabotage itself is actually kind of serving a hidden purpose.
Like what?
Like fulfilling some unconscious need, something you're not consciously addressing.
Okay. Now I feel like we're going down that rabbit hole. Unconscious needs. Give me an example.
Okay, well, there's a classic story about Carl Jung, the psychologist. When he was a kid,
Hmm.
he bumped his head at school. Nothing major, but he had this quick thought like, oh, now I won't have to go back.
The dream of every kid
Oh,
sometime.
right.
Well, soon after, he started having these fainting spells,
Mhm.
just randomly fainting.
Wow. And later, looking back, he realized that those spells were his mind's sort of roundabout way of getting him out of school, which he disliked.
So his brain cooked up a physical symptom.
Basically, yeah, to avoid something unpleasant. He called it a substitute for legitimate suffering. His insight was that our minds are really good at finding creative ways to cope when we avoid facing things head on.
Wow. Okay, that's dramatic. How does
Yeah.
that connect to, say, me procrastinating on a work project?
Yeah.
Less dramatic fainting involved, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. But the principle's similar. Self-sabotage often kicks in when we're avoiding dealing directly with our, deepest needs or fears. Maybe we doubt we can actually handle them if we face them.
So the self-sabotage becomes a weird coping mechanism.
Exactly. A really misguided way to try and meet that underlying need without actually having to confront the real issue.
Okay, let's make this concrete.
Yeah.
You see someone constantly messing up good relationships. What might be going on there, unconsciously?
Right. So on the surface, maybe it looks like fear of commitment. Classic explanation. But dig deeper. Maybe there's a buried fear of losing themselves in the relationship. An unmet, maybe unacknowledged need to really find themselves first.
Huh.
So the arguments, the pushing away, it creates distance.
Hmm.
It gives them the space their unconscious is screaming for, even though it destroys the relationship they might consciously want.
That makes a weird kind of sense. Okay, what about careers? Someone keeps missing deadlines, seems unfocused, even though they say they want that promotion.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe their real passion is somewhere else entirely, like art or writing, something creative. And subconsciously, they're resisting pouring all their energy into a career path that doesn't actually align with that deeper desire. The procrastination, the missed deadlines, it's like a buffer.
A way to avoid fully committing to the wrong thing.
Could be. It's like they're caught, between what society or they themselves think they should want and what their gut is telling them.
I see that. And you mentioned other ways this shows up, like oversenting.
Oh, yeah. Constantly analyzing every single feeling. Sometimes that's a way to avoid actually feeling the emotions, especially the difficult ones, like grief or fear.
So the analysis itself becomes a shield.
Mm-hmm. Keeps you in your head, safe from the messy reality of the feeling. And negative self-talk, that's another big one.
Always putting yourself down.
It can almost feel like protection, weirdly. Like if you're already telling yourself you're going to fail or you're not good enough.
Then it hurts less when things don't work out.
Exactly. It's like preemptive disappointment, bracing for impact. But it also stops you from ever truly believing in yourself enough to take the risks needed for success.
So all these behaviors, they give a temporary fix, a little hit of relief maybe, or distance.
The temporary relief, yeah.
But they don't actually solve the underlying problem. They just keep it going. It's like putting a bandage on a broken leg.
Perfect analogy. It's coping, not solving.
Right.
Addresses the symptom, maybe, but not the root cause.
Okay, this is really powerful. So the takeaway is, if you see yourself getting in your own way repeatedly, the big question isn't just, why am I doing this? But maybe, what hidden need is this behavior trying, however clumsily, to meet?
That's exactly it. What is this pattern really about? What is it trying to tell you about your deeper needs, your fears, your desires that maybe aren't being met consciously?
Asking that question feels like the first step to actually changing the pattern.
It really can be. Understanding that hidden purpose is key. It opens the door to finding healthier ways to meet those needs, ways that don't involve tripping yourself up.
Wow. Definitely gives you a new lens to look through. Thanks, this has been incredibly insightful.
Glad we could dive into it.
Lots to think about there. Okay, until our next deep dive.